Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast, MMA edition. Today we are here talking about UFC 318 that just happened as our day of recording yesterday. We are recording the Sunday after UFC 318, Dustin Poirier's last fight ever. So we have the MMA expert with us, Mr. Charles Marlowe. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Kind of sad. Still living it down, but we are great. We got a great night of combat sports. We had a lot of great fights, and main event was what we expected.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck, let's just get right into it. I mean, Dustin and Max, number three. It was being held in New Orleans and the hometown of Dustin. And before we get to that main event, Chuck, what are some other fights you want to highlight on this card? Because there were some upsets.
Yeah, let me I gotta pull the card up. Oh my goodness. I had all these other ones. Yeah, some other fights on that card. So I'm gonna start in the early prelims and work my way up.
Hmm.
One that stood out was Jimmy Crute. It's been about 2 years or so off since his last fight. He got a round one submission. He looked pretty good, high volume. Cardio looked good for the weight at light heavyweight. Chin looked good, hands look good. Still needs to work on keeping his hands up. But overall, that was a really good fight. Islam Dulatov versus Adam Fugit. That was a great fight. Islam really pushed his high striking, showed some good technique, pretty much got all his punches through Fugit's defense and was really just putting it on him. Same goes for Atiba Gautier. His punches were just getting through. Robert Valentin couldn't block a single thing. He pushed a great. They both got performance of the nights. They had some good knockouts, and those were really nice. Then you move up. The Prado versus Nicole was a good fight, good 3 round fight. I think Prado just kind of he tried a little bit too much at the end and he didn't get it going early. And Nicole had the first 2 rounds and won by unanimous decision. Vittori versus Brendan Allen, your fight of the night. A lot of people are upset that Poirier and Holloway didn't get fight of the night, but it went to Vittori and Brendan Allen, who honestly put on a great dog fight. And I think they're deserving a fight of the night. I think Poirier and Dustin deserves co-fight of the night. They were both. I'm not saying that Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway fight wasn't the best thing ever, and that wasn't the best fight of the night. Just you have to give props to Marvin Vettori and Brendan Allen because that was a dog fight that they had. Moving up, Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. I think the original odds at one point Daniel Zellhuber was minus 800 or minus 600, and Michael Johnson was like plus 500 underdog. He went out there for 39 years old and dog walked Daniel Zellhuber. I think Daniel Zellhuber is like 20, I can't remember, 20 something. But I know he got the age on him for sure. And Michael Johnson, 39, hasn't looked that good on most people. So great performance, honestly. Moving up, Patricio Pitbull and Dan Ige. Very, 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 very great fight. Dan Ige just couldn't really get it done. He almost knocked Patricio out at the end. He stumbled him a few times, and I thought maybe he was going to get him. Never really did. Um, Moving up, Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. That was a really great fight. Um, Kevin Holland, man, he had him in some chances where he really could have just knocked him out, but he just couldn't get it done. His chin, he got rocked. Kevin Holland just he needs to work on his defense and keeping his hands up because I remember there's so many times he got rocked, but you can see the light shut out in his head. And that was a great fight too, though. Like there was so many great fights where people were just getting rocked back and forth and just it was a great fight and great performance. And then up to Roman Kopylov and Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa was just pushing out at good pace like he does. Like this new Paulo Costa looks really good. Like Paulo Costa, I think now that he's actually taking fighting seriously, looks amazing, and I can't wait to see what he does in the middleweight division. I'm not going to say he's completely great and polished, but he looks good, and if he continues to work as hard as he was working in modeling and everything else that he was paying attention to, I think he can take off. But ultimately, he just kind of outstruck him and outdid him, and Kopylov just couldn't outlast. And then we got the main event. I'll let you start with any questions, if anything.
No, I think that was pretty well. So I think the main event, even before going to that, leading up to, we all knew it was his last fight, things of that nature. And the video that they showed of Dustin, it was during the prelims because I was watching the prelims,
Yeah,
and they had him sitting in the room, and then you have all the screens around him, and he's basically reliving his life up
yeah,
until this point, and then like hearing from people and stuff like that. I mean, I saw on Twitter, I know myself, I was like, man, this is cutting. Like, I don't know if you've been
yeah. It
able to
moves.
finally see the full, like, what are your thoughts on that video
Oh,
itself? I
yeah,
was
no,
like,
that
man,
that's moving because so people really don't think about it and like really think about the aspect of how this started. He's been in this game for 13 years. He's been in the UFC game. He's had his ups and his downs. He started off a little bit hot, then he got really cold, and then he got hot. And you got to think about he's had these fighters like Max Holloway, Conor McGregor, Islam Makhachev, Volkanovski. He's had Ilya Tapiora. You have Charles Oliveira, like so many people in that lightweight division. And for him to have a career of 13 years in that division and be one of the top dogs consistently throughout that 13 years, I wouldn't say like the original first three, but like to have the resume that he's had against the fighters in that division during that time is one of the greatest careers. And like I said, most people don't understand with these UFC fighters when they're starting off these careers, you're maybe getting like 10, well, back then maybe it was cheaper, but I know like right now, like you get like $20,000 a fight, you're on a prelim. After taxes, you get about maybe 6,000, 8,000 taken out from taxes, you get about $12,000. Most fighters, if you're fighting maybe two times a year was being good, but maybe 3 to 4 times a year if you're someone like Kevin Holland or someone who's like putting out a lot of fights. But if you're only getting $20,000 per fight and then you get that tax and you have to pay for gym fees, you got to pay for training, you got to pay for somewhere to live. Like some of these people have gone through some struggle. And like if you don't have like a backup plan B or actual regular daytime job, but you need to put your 100% effort into working in the gym and training, he's had probably sleepless nights. Like there's so much stuff that he's gone through and these fighters go through. So like when they make it to the top and they start making this money and the brand and the name that he has revenue. They were saying it yesterday. He has revenue like no other when once he retires. He has different markets and outstreams. He has his hot sauce lines. He has a lot of different stuff he's doing down in Louisiana. Like he's homegrown and he's also pushing out and trying to help the community and he's helping himself because he knows what it's like to struggle. So and then just to have them talk to him and then he can go back and relive that. He probably relived all those moments, those highs, those lows, and just to get to where he's at in his career and then finish it off in his hometown and against someone who he's 2-0 against, now 2-1. It was great. It moved people. If it didn't move you, you got no heart.
yeah, UFC did a fantastic job on that video.
I
I would
think they
also,
could. Those TikTok editors, man.
mhm.
Those TikTok editors can come up with some stuff.
Yeah, no, really, because I was just sitting here. Because then if you're watching and you're just like, "Ah, I really don't care about Dustin because he's not X, Y, and Z," but then you watch the thing and you see, like you said, he started this as a young man and now he's,
And America loves an underdog story.
yeah,
So
born
they
from
see
New
that and
Orleans,
they're
the
like,
stuff he gives back, like he's been with the same girl, like, see, like just stuff like that. And you're sitting there, and then you're sitting there, even you humanize it because you think about yourself, like, dang, if I was retiring from X, Y, and Z, maybe your job or whatever, and they sat you down and you watched your whole life story unfold right in front of your eyes, and then you finally hear like your old coworkers or teammates and your family and friends
you think
talking
about all
about
the
you.
things that you wanted to quit and give up on. You think about
Hmm.
all the stuff that people were like, yeah, I don't know if that's going to pan out or work out. Or
Yeah.
you even thought that it wasn't going to pan out or work out. And then you
Yeah.
just think about how where you got to where you got and just that whole moment.
Yep. So I'm just sitting here like, man, I think that really pushed this. Like anyone who didn't care about the Dustin and all that, just like, oh yeah, we want this guy to win, and then like you said, he's already 2-0 against Max, and then you see the career stuff too, and you're seeing the stuff, and like stuff him and his wife and his mom and just his old coaches, the schools, like him giving back to New Orleans, getting Keto City, all that. It was crazy. I mean, he kept in New Orleans too because he had Wayne walking him out.
Yeah. Wayne didn't get to rap though. They'll
No,
never let anybody rap.
no. So, so Holloway did win this fight. He was the favorite betting wise. On
Yeah, he
this.
was. And I mean, he's the younger fighter, number one. Number two, he's been like he's gotten way better than where he was his first two fights with Dustin. I think he's overall improved and he still has something to prove to people. So I think his career is still he has something to get left to go on to next. Dustin, I think he already knew he's ready, he's done. He doesn't have anything left to prove. He doesn't feel like he owes himself or owes anybody else anything. And he was just ready to ride off into the sunset. So I think I mean, it's not riding off into the sunset in most people's eyes because you didn't end in a win. But I think just you, like I said, when you go back through that and he goes back through the video, he can look back at his life and he's like, I lived a life. I got to where I wanted to at least get. He got to the mountaintop.
Yeah, and hardly anyone goes out the way they want to, fairy book ending wise, in terms of like retirement. Not very seldom do people get like the Peyton Manning when he retired on the Broncos, as he
Yeah,
retired that last game where he won a Super Bowl. That happens very, very rarely. Usually when you retire is when you can't really get
compete.
to that championship type level anymore. And just to highlight more about Dustin, man, he's 30-10, tied for sixth most wins in UFC history, tied for fourth most KOs in UFC history with 11, tied for fifth most finishes in UFC history with 15, second most significant strikes in UFC lightweight history, and the former interim lightweight champion, aka the Diamond Man. And he did it his way, and he rides up to the sunset, standing ovations from everyone there, and Max Holloway, the
And props
BMF
to
champ.
Max Holloway
Oh
and his
yeah,
family. 'Cause, like I've even watching the videos afterwards, like his son coming up to it, like talking to Dustin and being like, "Hey, thank you for taking this fight with my dad. Like this means everything. Like congratulations on your career." Like that's all class, world class. Like most people
hmm
when they see fighters, like some fighters, they want to push a narrative or they want to try and play head games. They want to try and do anything to get an advantage on their opponent. And you have your shit talkers, but then you also have your classy fighters. Like this is a business. I'm here to do my job. I'm here to fight the man in front of me. You're the man in front of me. At the end of the day, we can be friends. We can be cool. We can dap it up and hug. And I think you're a great person. But hey, this is a business. But at the same time, just have that
yeah,
family aspect and maturity.
yep, that is what is super super dope about the whole situation as a whole, because it's like I don't think you could have picked a better person to go out against against whatchamacallit than Max. But Chuck, this is the thing too when I was watching the stuff, and I hate to, it always goes back to him on these pods, but because Dustin, he did it the right way, so this is what I'm retiring, yada yada. If they did all that and those emotional things for Dustin, could you imagine if we actually would have had a proper send off for John?
Oh yeah, it would have
I
been
know we
good.
talked about it last podcast, but
Even with some of the shit he's done, they still could have been like, all right, see you, John. Like it would have been a nice ride off into the sunset still. And it might have ended up like burning at the sun, but like he's riding off towards the sunset. It looks like it to everyone else, and you can do it a little bit proper. But
well, I guess maybe that's why, because since we've been gone, he says now Jones is entering himself back in testing duel because since we've been gone, here's what was the announcement that the White House is going to be hosting a potential UFC event. And Chuck, now all these people are coming out of the woodworks because they want to perform at the White House.
yeah, everyone wants to be an entertainer. What can I say? I mean, it's a first of its kind of event. It's a first of its kind show. And I think it's good because I mean it's what we have here in America. I mean it's not just here in America; they have it everywhere else worldwide. But one of the birthplaces and one of the places that really want to start well, I'm not going to say birthplace. Let me not get to the stretch, but at least as far as UFC and
Hmm.
global scale, um, yeah, a White House event. I mean, it's America. We're celebrating America. I think that's great. I think it's a great idea. I mean, Trump's very big presence at a lot of these events, and there's a lot of supporters usually through there. So a lot of fans who probably will go. And I think you could have a spectacle of a lot of good fighters, and then you could maybe throw out and pitch out new ideas, have a lot of different title fights maybe and stuff like that. And I think it's a great opportunity. But these motherfuckers coming out of the damn woodworks because, oh, now I want to fucking tap dance and think of an opportunity to fucking get more money.
Hmm.
Keep your ass where you're at. Don't not 1 foot in, 1 foot out shit. You're either in, you're out, or you're out. And most of you motherfuckers seem like your feet have been 2 feet out. Stop trying to do this like wishy-washy bullshit. Like I'm tired of it. You're either in, or you're out. That's like your mom said when out in the summer. Either you're inside or you're outside. Pick one.
Hmm.
She can't keep doing both.
Because you're not just talking about John Jones, another person who we have not spoken about in a while came out the woodwork saying now he's back in the testing thing.
Yeah, he came out of the woodworks. Yeah, as
Conor
soon as he did that.
McGregor saying that he would be no bigger honor to than perform at the White House. I heard Dana talk a little bit. They asked about like the main event of the White House when it happens, and obviously it's going to blow the spear out of the water. But he also said it needs to be whoever's main event. It needs to be reliable.
Yeah.
Like you can't put someone up there and then
And as you can see, he is definitely not reliable right now.
no Conor. Not Conor is definitely not, and neither is John Jones. But them just coming out the woodwork saying that I found that very hilarious. And it's like really, really.
Anything to be the center of attention.
Well, Connor's got his own problems, so
Yeah.
because he was there running for president over there too, but then he just had a scandal since we've been away. You can just Google
Scandals.
scandals. You can just Google his name, and then y'all can find out what's happened with
Search it on Twitter.
Well, that was a running joke in our group message because someone the producer was just like, "Oh, I can't find anything." It's like, bro, go look, just type it on Twitter. But yeah, man, that would be very interesting. Now, I just wonder with the what I feel like with that one, they gotta give some discounts to military per se, would they not?
They better, damn it. Oh my goodness, if they did, I'm showing up. Shit, I'll drive down there. I
Shoot, I
got
mean they
friends
knew
down there.
when
Right there by the White House. They work at the White House. Yeah, come on.
this New Orleans show is one of the closest shows that we've had in the closest to the Midwest we've had in some time.
Yeah, I mean, let me think. I mean, besides New Jersey, I mean, New Jersey is
And
probably the
Madison
closest they
Square
get.
Garden type stuff,
Those
yeah.
are those are only two that really get close.
Mm.
But yeah, as far as Midwest, that'd probably be the closest we've gotten in a while. I'm trying to think which ones recently have been outside of Vegas or New Jersey or somewhere upper east. Not too many. I know Utah was one recently. Yeah, so Midwest, it haven't been in a while. I know they want to come back to Columbus or Ohio sometime soon because we had a great crowd in Columbus. So
Hmm.
and we need another shit, Cleveland. Fuck, they're building a fucking 3.1 or they're building this fucking big ass stadium. Perfect opportunity. And you can do indoor stuff there. So hopefully somewhere there soon too.
No, I agree. It's just I'm
They need to
still
feed the
waiting for
fire.
that. I don't think they understand. I mean, they're part of TKO. So I mean, WWE comes to Ohio pretty consistently, and I mean they've had pretty big events.
Yeah, but Dana, he likes international stuff too. So like right, I know Perth, they're going back to Perth in Australia soon. So like they like the international places. They want to explore some new international scenes too, because they're big everywhere.
Hey, WWE does it too, and they still find a way to get to
Yeah.
Ohio.
Well, we need more volume for fight cards and fights, but they need more fighters too and more pay. So it's growing things. They need to grow.
Yeah, they definitely.
They need to have like a well, I mean, I guess they do have like the G League and stuff technically if you think about other fight promotions. Maybe make a minor league and then maybe also pay your fighters more. That's all schematics and I don't know their financials.
Yeah, but again, man, Dustin, what's one thing you wish Dustin would have done before he retired?
Oh man. I wish he could have beat Islam or Khabib. If one of those fights he could have won, I would have felt better about his career for him either. Because I mean, either one would have been for a belt,
Hmm.
which would be great to have actually held not just the interim belt, but an actual belt, like solidified it. I
Hmm.
think that even having that interim at that time is still speaks volumes.
Hmm.
But yeah, if he would have beat one of them, plus just because they're wrestling that he could never really get past with them. And if he could have got past that, it would have shown that he finally completed the full circle as an MMA artist, and maybe then you can start launching him into that next top five discussion. But you can't really throw him in that top five or top 10 discussion because he never really had that wrestling fully there. I mean, I think he had some good grappling, but like that wrestling, he could never really get around it.
Where would you where would you rate Connor? I mean, not Connor. I'm sorry. Where would you put Dustin?
In my all time,
Well, in his division, yeah, all time.
in his division all time.
Hmm.
Hmm, that's tough. That's really fucking tough. Definitely top 10.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if top five. That's tough because you got to think about Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, Conor McGregor,
Hmm.
Islam Makhachev, Khabib,
Hmm.
GSP. Nah, GSP wasn't lightweight. There's more for sure, but like overall in that weight class and lightweight, um, yeah, I don't know. Definitely, because I named off five right there alone,
Hmm.
and so yeah, I don't know if you can even get him in that. Definitely top 10.
Okay. Okay. I don't think that's bad at I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, what being a top 10 person of all time and
Shit, I didn't even say BJ Penn. Fuck. There's Tony Ferguson. There's Frankie Edgar. I'm sorry, I'm because my
oh no, you're
brain was just
fine.
washed, and now I'm looking at some of these fighters, and I'm like, damn, yeah. Because even Nate Diaz beat Conor and held the belt. Yeah, never held the belt. He actually just beat Conor. Yeah, still, yeah, no, that's tough. Top 10 though.
Okay, top 10, top 10. Chuck, anything else you want to talk about, man? In UFC 319 is coming up. That's not till August. Oh, see, Chuck, we're getting this one's 319, August 16th. This one's in Chicago.
UFC 319 is yeah, Chicago. That's DDP and Shemaev.
And
Yeah,
Shemaev currently is the favorite.
not surprised. I know who I'm betting on.
He's a 14 and 0,
14 and 0.
and
Let's
DDP
see if
is
we can
23
keep
and
it.
2.
Yeah, hey, DDP. I don't know if that gas tank is going to last with Kamzat. That's all I can say. Not saying that DDP doesn't have a gas tank. We all know that, but Kamzat's pace. I'm just interested, and I'm interested to see if he gets sloppy late in the. That's going to be a good fight. That's going to be a good one. That card's going to be a good one. Actually, the more I look at it, that's that card. Damn, even on the prelims, yeah. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be
August
smooth.
16th. But
Okay. Chuck, anything else, man?
not much. Just look out for some of these new signings. Not gonna say any names. Just look out for some new signings. Let's see what what they can do. I'm looking also for some big fight announcements. I know October's. It sounds like it sounds like it's far away, but it's coming up. And I think that one of those October cards are going to be stacked. The Abu Dhabi one's going to probably be stacked. So look for that.
Yeah, nothing else on the UFC. Well, two things before we close. One, again, shout out to Dustin, man. Thank you for everything you've given to the UFC. We've been able to live through your journey. We've been able to see your fights. You've been able to electrify the crowd. And again, the Diamond, you did it your way. Congratulations on retirement, going out on your terms, getting to go out in your home city in the main event. Not that many people ever get the chance to do that with your friends and family and colleagues all there. Once again, man, congratulations. And the L7C wishes you a great retirement. And we can't wait to see what you do next. The last thing, too, just want to give a shout out to our own person, Mr. Chuck Marlowe. As of today, just had his most viewed video content short on his channel, on his personal channel. So I want to
Thank you,
give a
sir.
shout out to Chuck because that just happened today. So definitely want to give a shout out to him on that and make sure you guys check him out. His links and all that will be in the description below. But yeah, his biggest video ever just happened today.
Thank you. Yes, that was nice. Real nice. Yeah, them shorts. If I never really listened to you and actually did the shorts, that wouldn't happen. So big shout out to you there.
No problem. No problem. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Chuck will be back to talk some more UFC. And with that being said, signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.